Okay, so something huge just happened. A massive shockwave just ripped through the global markets, and it seemingly came out of absolutely nowhere. We are talking about a historic plunge, the kind that has left investors completely stunned. So let's dive in and unpack exactly what went down. Just look at this number, $10 trillion. That's how much value was just erased from the global financial system in a single day. A drop this big and this fast is not normal. It's a huge red flag that something is seriously, seriously wrong.
And trust me, the pain was everywhere. Silver took an absolute nosedive, plummeting by more than a quarter of its value. Gold, which is supposed to be your steady safe haven, crashed almost 9%. Even Bitcoin got slammed. You know, a fall like this, especially in precious metals, tells you that this wasn't random. There had to be a major trigger.
Which brings us to our central mystery, the $10 trillion question, right? What in the world could cause a financial earthquake of this scale, hitting so many different assets all at the exact same time? It's time to piece together the clues.
Yeah, a shockwave this big doesn't just happen. It's a reaction to something, and our investigation starts with the single biggest thing that's been making investors anxious for a while now. Our number one suspect, the main story being whispered across every trading floor, is this giant cloud of uncertainty hanging over the most powerful financial institution in the world, the U.S. Federal Reserve.
And right at the center of that storm cloud is one name, Kevin Warsh. The rumor mill is going into overdrive that he's being seriously considered to become the next chairman of the Fed, replacing the current team.
So you might be wondering, how can one person's name possibly rattle $10 trillion? Well, it all comes down to his well-known positions. Now, being pro-crypto is interesting for sure, but the real market mover, the thing everyone is freaking out about, is his stance on interest rates. He's famously hawkish, which is just market speak for someone who wants to raise interest rates.
And here's where the problem gets really sticky. You have a potential Fed chair who is all about higher interest rates, which directly contradicts the administration's stated goal of lower interest rates. This sets up a massive policy conflict right at the steering wheel of the U.S. economy.
You know, it all boils down to that old saying, and it's an old saying for a reason. Markets hate uncertainty. When traders and investors can't predict what the Fed is going to do next, are rates going up, down, sideways, they do one thing. They panic. And that panic is exactly what we just saw play out.
But hang on a second. This was a global crash, right? So why would a little confusion in Washington cause markets in Asia and Europe to totally collapse? To get that, you have to understand the absolutely immense power of the US dollar.
You see, the US dollar isn't just America's money. For all intents and purposes, it's the world's money. It's the default currency for global trade, for everything from oil and coffee to the phone in your hand.
Think about it like this. When two countries, let's say India and Brazil, do business with each other, they usually don't pay in their own currencies. Nope, they settle the whole deal in US dollars. The dollar is the universal middleman for the entire global economy.
And that is the crucial connection. Uncertainty at the Fed creates instability for the dollar, and when the world's main trading currency starts to wobble, that risk just ripples outward, shaking every single market that depends on it. Gold, silver, crypto, you name it.
But here's the thing. The Fed uncertainty wasn't acting alone. There were other powerful forces at play, things going on inside the market itself that helped turn a bad situation into a total catastrophe. Let's look under the hood.
So first, let's set the scene. Right before this crash, both gold and silver had been on an absolutely incredible run. They were trading near their all-time highs. Now what that means is that a lot of traders were sitting on some massive profits, at least on paper.
Now, this whole meltdown happened on the final trading day of January. The timing here is absolutely critical. The end of the month is when a lot of futures contracts come due, and it's a very natural time for traders to sell their positions and lock in their profits for the month. This created a perfect storm of selling pressure that slammed into an already nervous market.
So we have Fed uncertainty, and we have heavy selling pressure. But there was one more factor that basically just poured gasoline all over this fire: growing instability around the world.
At the exact same time all this was happening, the geopolitical landscape was getting pretty rocky. There were strong new statements on trade policy with threats being aimed at major partners like China and Europe. For investors, this just added another huge thick layer of risk and fear to the equation.
So you see, these geopolitical tensions acted like an accelerant. They took a market that was already fragile because of the Fed news and all that profit-taking and just pushed it right over the edge, turning what could have been a simple correction into a full-blown crash.
So let's just put it all together. You had fundamental uncertainty coming from the Fed, you had mechanical selling pressure coming from profit booking, and you had emotional fear being driven by geopolitical tensions. Each of these things didn't just add to the problem, they made the others worse. They created a perfect storm. So when you look at all the evidence, the conclusion is pretty clear. This $10 trillion meltdown wasn't caused by some fundamental failure in the global economy. Nope, it was a violent, panic-driven reaction fueled by a potent cocktail of confusion, pressure, and just plain fear.
Now that you've seen all the pieces of the puzzle, I'm going to turn the final question over to you. What do you think? Was this whole thing caused by one single big shock, like the Fed news? Or was it truly a perfect storm where all these different forces collided at exactly the wrong time? Let me know what you think.